What up, y'all? It's your boy, One Sir Grove. This is the 136th episode of C4CW, casting 495 celebrities worldwide. Thanks for tuning in. It's snowing out here in the East. Yes, indeed it is. The topic of this episode is, I want to take it back to Pelosi and the government shutdown. I want to talk about this some more, man. By the way, man, I hope that you're having a pleasant time wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is, daytime, nighttime, midday, mid-afternoon, midnight, sunset, dawn, dusk, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. So, yo, man, these motherfucking politicians are crazy as fuck, man. They're insane people. And I want to dissect this notion. I want to talk about this, man. These fucking people, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. So this is just for entertainment purposes only, man. And that's my disclaimer. That's my disclosure. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not an MD. I don't have a medical background. I'm just a casual fucking observer, broadcaster, podcaster, someone who has watched these people do the kind of shit that they do in American politics for as long and as far back as I can remember. Man, look, I'm not trying to characterize anyone in any kind of fucking way that is based on my emotion. This is objective fucking analysis, man. And what I am about to share with you, I mean very seriously. I truly fucking mean what it is that I intend to share with you. What I noticed, man, and this isn't anything that's really new. This is just kind of how the world works. But what I've noticed, man, is that, this is my opinion, people like Nancy Pelosi are out of fucking touch with reality, man. They live in some other kind of fucking dimension of space-time. Because the shit that Nancy Pelosi, and, you know, obviously you're thinking, well, this is your slant, Grove. This is your bent. This is what you believe. Yeah, it is what I believe, dude. And it's what I've observed. And what I've seen, man, is that I get it, dude. Like, she's on some level of reality qualified to be in office, to be a politician, to do what she does. Nonetheless, regardless, she seems fucking out of touch, man, with what's real and what's not. Now, I totally understand that there is an audience out there that believes the complete and total opposite. That believes that Donald Trump is out of his fucking mind, blase blah. I'm not that dude, and I'm not one of those dudes in that camp. That's not my mindset. That's not my belief. That's not my opinion. Here's why. I don't see Donald Trump as being irrational. I don't see him as being misogynistic. I don't see him as being homophobic. I don't see him as being racist. I really don't. I'm a mixed minority. I'm a half white, half brown dude. And black, whatever you want to fucking call it on your planet, with your colors that you use to identify people. So I'm a minority, and in the past, typically in America, the flow of it all was that minorities were pushed. They were steered in the direction of liberalism, the Democratic Party, blah, 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 blase, blah. And they were told that they needed to be Democrats, that they needed to be liberal, and they needed to be this, and that they needed to be that, because people had to think for them and tell them what the fuck to do, because that's what oppressors do. That's what colonialists do. That's what true racists do, is they try to steer the minorities in a certain direction and put them into these pigeonholes and pegs. And so minorities in the past in America were led to be subservient to the Democratic Liberal Party. And that system, when it broke and it was unable to prevent Donald Trump from becoming the president, it lost its grip on power in American politics. So when that happened, when that system failed, when it fell apart, the system of oppression that had been oppressing minorities, that had been controlling or seeking to control the minds of minorities, when that system lost its power, it scrambled to regain power. And one of the objectives, one of the aims of that failing system of oppression was to just go fucking lunatic. Just go complete lunacy, just go completely fucking insane, and just start totally making up fucking insane stories. Oh, Donald Trump, no, he couldn't possibly be a rational operator at all. And that's what they do. That's what they do. They're insane. Now, I'm not saying they're clinically insane because I'm not a psychologist, and I'm not a medical doctor, and I'm not a psychiatrist, and I'm not licensed to provide diagnoses of the human psyche in a medical, professional, psychiatric psychology setting. I'm just an American who's being vigilant, diligent, observant, aware, and professional. As a podcaster, broadcaster with my opinion. I'm not saying they're clinically insane. I'm saying that they're societally fucking insane out of their goddamn minds. Okay, there's a difference. I'm saying that it's my opinion that they're pieces of shit, man. They really fucking are. And they have gone wacky. Like completely fucking wacky. Now, they'll just in order to try to regain power, because they don't have it anymore, they'll just make up some outrageous, is what I meant to say. Just make up some absurdly outrageous bullshit. Oh yeah, Donald Trump, he's acting like a baby and he's having a temper tantrum. I can say that about anybody. I can say that about Robert Mueller. Robert Mueller is throwing a tantrum in his pursuit of information that somehow, some way shows and demonstrates that Donald Trump has colluded with the Russians. Robert Mueller, he's throwing a temper tantrum. Nancy Pelosi, she's throwing a temper tantrum. She's totally having a temper tantrum. I mean, she's fucking wacky and she's outrageous. Is she clinically insane? I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not going to label her as such. I'm not going to say that she's throwing a temper tantrum. Because, dude, that shit sounds stupid when people say shit like that. Democrats and people who are anti-Trump that use that type of verbiage and phraseology to describe the world around them, because it's all a club, they're all in on it, that's the Democratic Party, and their way of doing things is to just fucking make up ridiculously, ludicrously, fucking preposterous narratives so that people will follow along and believe their nonsense, because people are weak fucking minded, some of them. And the Democrats, the liberals, they know that if they keep running this narrative over and over again with these totally fucking inane statements, because that's what they are, they're inane and asinine statements that are based on nothing. They're totally fucking baseless. I mean, again, I'll give you an example. I can do the same thing. Andrew McCabe, he got fired from the FBI, and so he's throwing a tantrum. Yeah, fuck him. He's acting like a child, like a small infant. He's acting infantile. He's throwing a tantrum. Here, I can keep going all fucking day, man. James Comey, yeah, he's the disgraced FBI motherfucker, And because he's been disgraced, he's throwing a tantrum. James Comey, he's throwing a tantrum. Here, dude, I can keep doing what the Democrats do all fucking day long, dude. Because this is what adults do, right? This is what smart fucking Democrats and liberals and people do, right? Journalists at CNN. This is what they do. All fucking day long. I can do the same thing, right? Because two wrongs don't make a right, do they? Yeah, with their sing-songy rhymes and shit, right, from childhood. You want to talk about immature? Okay, here, let's keep doing what the Democrats do. You know what? Nancy Pelosi, look at her talk about she's not going to negotiate with Donald Trump on any terms regarding the border wall and border security. You know what, man? Fuck her. She's throwing a tantrum. She's acting like a small child. I can keep going, dude. I can do the same fucking shit that they do. When they do it, it's all over the news, dude. It's all over the New York fucking Times. It's all over CNN. It's all over ABC, fucking CBS, NBC. You know why? Because that's what they want for me to believe is adult, right? Because they're totally responsible adults, dude. They're totally knowledgeable adults. That's totally newsworthy, dude. Totally newsworthy, right? That's what they believe. Well, I know they don't believe it, but that's what they want for me to believe is the news. Because, you see, they have a system set up, dude. It's called apartheid. It's called oppression. It's called racism. It's called fucking despicable. It's called colonialism. It's called steal the land from the Native Americans, the indigenous persons of North America, and then laser print an identity for myself and say that I'm the news. CNN, laser printed, corporate ID. This is my corporate identification, CNN. I'm a newscaster now. I'm a journalist. Yeah, you see my credentials? I'm a journalist. Here's the news. Donald Trump, he's throwing a temper tantrum. Hey, dude, that's what they do. That's exactly what the fuck they've done. And then you have these people who, in the minds of these colonialists, are peasants. They're peons, essentially. They're common folk that don't have any fucking sensibility. They have no scruples. And so, what are they to do other than to follow what the media say? And so, they do. They're glued to the tube. They're glued to the TV and the YouTubes and the social media. And then they hear the word come down through the pipeline. Donald Trump, look, he's throwing a tantrum. And they're like, yeah, he is. Let's go on Twitter. Let's go on Instagram. Let's go to social media with our gripe. Yeah, let's go to social media with our story because it's the news. Donald Trump, he's throwing a tantrum. Look how he acts like a small infant baby child. Yeah, but that's not what he actually did. That's not actually what played out in reality of your human civilization. He didn't act like a child. He acted like anyone in command who would be at a meeting, and he has a position that he took, which is border security. And he said, hey, man, all the drugs and narcotics that you motherfuckers smoke and ingest and inject and fucking shove up your asses and shit and snort in your fucking, in your buildings, in your ivory fucking towers, your castles, your facilities, your government institutions, your bars, your lounges, your fucking back rooms, your backstairs dealings that you do. All you corrupt motherfuckers, check this out, man. This shit's gotta stop, dude. We gotta stop all these drugs. I hear what you're saying. I know the mathematics from the CIA and from the FBI and from the intelligence agencies. I get my presidential daily brief. I got it. I understand. Mathematically, you're saying more drugs, however, come through normal ports of entry instead of being smuggled through the southern border. Hey, guess what? I fucking hear your narrative and your story. That doesn't negate the fact that we need to tighten the motherfucking southern border. Have you seen the volumes of shit that are coming through the motherfucking border? Huh? You guys are fucking stupid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fucking stand and we're going to fucking patch the border. When he says some shit, when he says some shit like that, when he takes a fucking firm stance in a stand, in a position, and his posture is such against corruption because he's actually fucking standing up for the American people. Here's the spin that people like Nancy Pelosi and all these other insanely fucking stupid people change it all up. Oh, Donald Trump, did you hear what he just said in the meeting? He threw a tantrum. It's not a tantrum. It's a man taking a stand against a border that is porous, that needs to be patched. Because when you do patch the fucking southern border, as infinitesimally minuscule as the opponents to conservatism will tell you, it actually does have an effect, contrary to what they want you to believe, which is that in their narrative, it doesn't fucking matter, and it is completely extemporaneous, and it doesn't have any kind of real impact or effect. Is their fucking story? It's inconsequential. It's small fucking beans. Is their fucking piece of shit story, man? Because that's how fucking stupid they are. They're a bunch of goddamn motherfucking liars. They're subversive pieces of shit who seek to undermine America. And guess how they've always done it? By keeping the system broken so they can have a broken border, so they can allow shit tons of fucking bricks of dope, heroin, ecstasy, fucking fentanyl, opium, fucking weed, whatever, man. You know, I'm just saying, before weed was legal, whatever kind of dope, man, you fucking name it. Whatever kind of black market fucking on the list of schedule fucking narcotics schedule, this, that, what have you, the illegal, illicit narcotics that come into America, the whole goddamn fucking list, it's totally okay to the Democrats for that shit to come into America. And that's why they minimize and downplay the building of any kind of infrastructure that is, to prevent drugs from continuing to come into America, because they profit from it. They absolutely fucking profit from it. If they're not profiting from it, then why is it such a big deal for Donald Trump to build a barrier to prevent a bulk of that shit from coming into America? Try to smuggle that shit into Israel, dude. Try to smuggle that shit into China. Yeah, some of it comes from China, but try to smuggle it into China. Try to smuggle some of it into fucking someplace like, I don't know, Japan, and you're going to end up in fucking serious trouble, dude. And they're going to put you in a fucking serious prison, dude, that you might never, ever fucking get out of. But in America, it's totally okay to do that shit, right? Right, Nancy Pelosi? The other thing, man, is like, when I see Nancy Pelosi and her fucking cronies and all of these fucking people on TV, man, that she's associated with, by the way, this is a mobile podcast, they just make me fucking sick to my stomach, man. They really do. I understand their con game. I understand their con. I know how it works, man. I was born and raised in America. I've been in a fucking gang, dude. I ran street ops with the gang. I'm not condoning gang activity, dude. I'm not glorifying it. I mean, I later went on to work as a government contractor, which is what I do now, man. And man, so I've been on both sides I'm going to say like this, man. I'm going to tell y'all like this, man. And by the way, I worked at the Justice Department. I was there just before Fast and Furious popped off, left at just before that shit sparked off. I was there, and fucking, man, I've been in government. I'm a U.S. civilian certified government contractor. And I spent way too fucking long in college, because pretty much everything that I learned in college that I spent over $100,000 on my education, you can learn that shit on applications on your smartphones and smart devices on your mobile devices for free now. And I spent fucking $100,000 plus on like more than 10 years of college off and on. And fucking the shit pretty much was, I mean, it was what it was, but nonetheless, I mean, I could have done the same shit for free. Flash forward to now. So the point is, man, is having been born and raised in America, working in government as a defense contractor, having been in a street gang on the West Coast, lived in the Midwest, I live in the East now, I've been in 25 states and out of country, I know thousands of people from around the world, man, and I know how shit works. When I see motherfuckers like Nancy Pelosi and these people on fucking TV, dude, that are associated with her and her motherfucking party, when I see the stoogery, man, when I see the shit play out on Shakespeare's stage, on the All the World's a Stage, that's Shakespeare for y'all who don't know. When I see the fucking stage play with the stoogery, and I see the antics and I see the shit play out, okay, I'm not the dude that plays along with the shit. I'm not a weak-minded motherfucker that says, oh yeah, Nancy Pelosi, she fucking is totally for America. She's like Hillary Clinton. She's all about preserving America and our traditions and our values and the Western American way of life and all this shit. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Man, dude, listen, dude. Growing up on America, man, being among hustlers, criminals, con artists, fucking sophisticated villains, fucking criminals, villains of every fucking personality type in the spectrum of human psyche and human intelligence. Dude, listen, I'm supposed to believe that Nancy Pelosi is a leader for the and of the American people. The way she motherfucking acts, man, on TV, people like her and Hillary Clinton, people like Loretta Lynch, people like motherfucking Barack Hussein Obama, or whatever the fuck his real name is, Barry Soetoro, whatever the fuck his real name is, right? When I see people like this, man, the James Comeys, the Andrew McCabe's, the motherfucking Robert Mueller's, all these people, man, the fucking J. Edgar Hoover, COINTELPRO, when I see this shit, man, I know, dude, I know 100%, with the 100% certainty that it all equates to and therefore amounts to a motherfucking goddamn con job. The whole thing is a fucking facade. From A to Z, man. From zero to infinity. The whole thing, the whole shebang is a motherfucking goddamn con job. These people are fucking con artists, man. Absolute fucking con artists, man. Just like Barry Obama, dude. Oh yeah, I'm gonna give we're gonna do free healthcare for all Americans. Fucking con job, okay? Hillary Clinton, oh, I don't know anything about this, what are you talking about? Espionage in Benghazi. Fucking con job. Nancy Pelosi, oh, we're not gonna discuss anything. We're not gonna help Mr. Trump do anything to build his border wall to protect America. Con job. You know why? They all profit from a broken system. That's the only mathematical reason, unless, dude, there's something clinically off about all these people, which there isn't. It's just their nature. It doesn't have anything to do with clinical fucking psychosis or mental illness. You see, I'm not like the people who want to paint Donald Trump as being mentally ill. I'm not one of those dudes. I'm not saying Nancy Pelosi is mentally ill. I've been very careful about that. I'm not saying that Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, or any of the aforementioned, I haven't said that they're all mentally ill or any one of them is mentally ill. You see, that's not my analysis, man. They're just pieces of shit. And they're fucking evil human beings who are totally fucking unscrupulous, that are totally motherfucking unprofessional, that are totally fucking dastardly, that are absolutely un-American, that are all about undermining America, who are totally fucking subversive, and they're all about ransacking the U.S. American government. They're all about fleecing my and your government. That's what they're about, man. That's what they've always been about. And what they do is they lie to poor people who are sadly undereducated, and they fucking sell lies to the American people day in, day out, man. Day and night. Night and fucking day. Around the clock. Perpetually. Continuously. Constantly. It's all a fucking charade. Charade. It's all made up, manufactured, fabricated. The whole goddamn shit is a motherfucking stage play. And it's all buffoonery. All their shit is jabberwocky. Their elliptical talks, all of their so-called analyses, their rebuttals of Trump, and when they supposedly are refuting what Trump has said, so their contentions and what it is that they convey to their audience, it's all made up bullshit. No, we're not going to be funding Donald Trump's border wall. He's such a child. He's such an infant. He's such a toddler. He's mentally ill. Yeah, he's none of that shit, okay? Let's talk about immaturity. You can say that I'm immature because I use fucking profanity on my show and I curse as much as I do. I can say you're a fucking piece of shit, dick-sucking fucking politician, hypocrite, fucking phagocyte, fucking bacterium. Let's see. I can keep going. You are shit of the earth, scum of the earth. You're sleazebags. You're sleazeballs. You're slime balls. You're slime bags. You're exaggerated. You're fucking washed up bums. You've stolen money from the American people through your system of kickbacks and bribery. You're contractors. You're the people who get payouts and shit that slide you dough on the side. We all know how that shit works. And, you're miscreants. You're heathens. You're visceral. You're rejects. You're, children in adult bodies. You throw temper tantrums. You go on tirades about Donald Trump. You go on rants about Donald Trump and fellow Republicans such as me and myself. All Republicans are evil according to you, so I'm evil according to you because I'm simply pointing out your utter fucking bullshit. And you see the fundamental difference between you and me, and I'm referring to the liberal Democrats who act in the way that these people are that I characterized as such. Fundamental difference is this. I don't fucking do what you do. I don't go on the internet and social media and say, oh yeah, Nancy Pelosi, she's totally mentally ill. Oh yeah, she's off her rocker in that she's clinically insane. Oh, she doesn't really know what she's doing because she has a mental condition. I don't do that. That's what you do about Donald Trump and George Bush and anybody who's graduated from an elite Ivy League university, Princeton, Yale, Harvard, whatever the Ivy League schools are. I looked them up not too long ago on fucking the internet. Okay. And, yeah, anytime somebody is from an elite family with a degree from Harvard, a degree from Yale, a multi-billionaire, that person is totally insane, totally fucking mentally ill, totally out of his fucking mind, totally doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, totally immature, totally acting like a fucking toddler, right? George Bush, even though he graduated from top universities, oh yeah, he was the Antichrist, right? He was the devil, according to liberals. Donald Trump, same thing. He's an insane, mentally ill toddler, and he's fucking out. He's out. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what a fence is, because he suggested that there needs to be a fence to keep out contraband and black market illicit fucking drugs, narcotics, materials, weapons, dope, shit that fucks up America, because he suggested that we need to further stop and prevent and thwart such items, things, goods from coming into America. They're not really goods. I'm being, just like the fucking Democrats to make my point, because for them, it's that those are commodities. That's how they're getting paid. That's why they don't want it fucking stopped. That's why it's a moot point as far as they're concerned. They don't want to fucking talk about it because it will further cripple their fucking power structure, what is dwindling and what is fledgling and what is left of their shit of a camp. They rely on the border being broken. That is why it is such a dire thing in their minds that this wall is going to go up and be erected, or barrier or structure of any kind to prevent their precious fucking goods from coming across that southern border. They need those guns to come in. They need the fucking drugs, the narco shit to come in. They need for that conduit to be there because it fuels their shit that they fucking do. Their evil tyranny, man. It does. And Donald Trump, you know who he is? He's actually someone who knows exactly how the fuck these pieces of garbage think. He knows exactly how they operate. And he said, you know what, man? I actually want to do some good for the world. I want to do some fucking good for the world, man. I'm going to stand up to these motherfuckers, man, because I know what they're doing is wrong. I know what they're doing is wrong, and I'm actually going to be the person to fucking stand up to them, man. And I'm going to fight fire with fire, and I'm going to fucking show these people, man. I'm going to put a mirror up to them, and I'm going to show them exactly who the fuck they really are. And man, you want to talk about Republicans being evil, supposedly, man? I'm gonna show you how treacherous and how lecherous these motherfucking Marxists, these fucking commies, these fucking subversive so-called Americans are. Okay? You want to talk about collusion with the Russians? Hillary Clinton uranium 1. Okay? That's collusion with the fucking Russians right there. Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, collusion with the Russians. To distract from that, gotta send in Robert Mueller, man, to set up Donald Trump on collusion when he didn't collude, but Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama did in his whole fucking administration. They did the deal with uranium 1 so the Clinton camp could get the money for that. And then what they do is they put it all off on, guess who? Donald Trump, to make it look like he's a patsy lackey fall guy. That's exactly what they've done. Everything they've done, they have tried to mirror that over to Trump. That's why they went after his campaign. That's why they went after his foundations. That's why they went after him for collusion. Because all of those things are things that they do and that they've done and that they're doing. So to distract from what they're doing and what they've been doing, they thought he was fucking stupid. And so with their lawyers and all their motherfucking cronies and their denizens, okay, and their little netherworld, their little underworld, okay, what they do is they set up people like Trump and they pin charges to him based on shit they themselves were actually doing, knowing that Trump isn't doing any of the shit that they've been doing. In the meantime, it's all wrapped up in this long, prolonged, elongated, protracted fucking court system of backlogged cases where they know that this shit can go on for decades. Meanwhile, they're profiting from uranium 1, collusion with the Russians, all of this shit that they've done to undermine America, selling America fucking wolf tickets, fake ass shit like fucking fake ass free healthcare, which Obama knew he could not deliver on. That's exactly what the fuck they've done. All of the schemes, Comey, Mueller, fucking McCabe, all of the people, man, all of the other individuals, Page, Stroke, all these motherfuckers, and more of them that you don't know about yet. They got the J. Edgar Hoover fucking Vanguard. Let me look that shit up. Let me look that word up, Vanguard. They got the whole motherfucking arm of their old guard that do things their way to keep themselves in fucking power. And it's all previously through J. Edgar Hoover to cover the shit up. And it's very obvious. It's very fucking, yeah, right here. It says, Vanguard, a group of people leading the way in new developments or ideas. The foremost part of an advancing army or naval force comes up in Google, just like that. Yeah, they're Vanguard. They think they're fucking leading the way for America, man. All they're doing is they're keeping the Jim Crow laws in effect, man. That's what they're doing. They're making sure that that border stays fucking broken and porous so that the prisons can stay full and at maximum capacity so that their contractors and all the people that are involved in the fucking broken system can keep getting paid annually. That shit is their nut. Just like a squirrel's got to get his nut, that's their nut. That's their bread and butter. You see how it's so fucking crystal clear to me, man? You see how it's so motherfucking crystal clear That's why they'll try to label people like me crazy. Oh, Grove is crazy. Grove is crazy. Grove is crazy. Yeah, right. I'm crazy because I pointed out the deeper reality truth, the deeper truth, and dissected and deconstructed every iota, every aspect, every element within the frameworks of how these people in their hierarchical system, how they fucking operate. It's not just Loretta Lynch. It's just not Maxine motherfucking Waters. It's not just Clinton. And it's not just Barack Hussein fucking Barry Obama, whatever his fucking real name is, Indonesia fucking Chrononaut from Mars, whoever the fuck that dude is, right? It's not just them. It's not just Comey and Mueller and McCabe and J. Edgar Hoover and his fucking team. It's a lot of fucking people. It's called deep state. They've been doing this shit since time immemorial. And they're all in collusion. And they're all in cahoots. And they're all fucking involved. Guess who else is involved? CNN. The whole CNN fucking apparatus. The whole network with its tentacles. Oh yeah. Because it's totally news that Donald Trump is throwing a temper tantrum. When I see Nancy Pelosi on TV, man, she makes me fucking utterly ill, dude. She makes me fucking sick to my goddamn stomach, man. She really does. Because in her sick mind, in her demented, warped, twisted fucking mind, she knows that there's an audience out there that's so fucking utterly stupid that they'll believe all of her blatant lies, her patently false data that she projects onto her audience as part of her intended deception, along with all of her fucking people that run the same con game. When she blabs to her constituents and her audience and she thinks she's fucking funny, at the same time, she knows that people are weak-minded and fucking dumb and that they'll go along with the mass hypnosis and that they'll do, just like lemmings do, all of the shit that she wants for them to do all the way over the cliff. Because that's their end game, man. That's communism. That's Marxism. That's fucking fascism, man. And that's what they're all about. And while they're doing this shit, man, while they're carrying out this legacy of theirs, while they're doing this, simultaneously, meanwhile, in the interim, they've got to paint Republicans and conservatives in the way that liberal Democrats, who are extreme Marxist fascists, commies, really are themselves. That's all they're doing, man, is they're trying to play it all off and put it all off on conservative Republicans, man. These motherfuckers, man, these Pelosiites and these Obamites and these Hillaryites and these fucking Sodomites, hey, man, they're all in on the same shit. They're all running the same fucking con game, man. And none of the shit that they're talking about in terms of Donald Trump throwing a temper tantrum, Donald Trump supposedly throwing a temper tantrum, none of it's true. It's not true at all. It was never fucking true. And you see, man, how I'm on podcast. You see how I haven't applied to be on a radio station where I have to be PG or G rated so that my shit can be watered down and fucking dumbed down, and I have to adhere to a bunch of FCC fucking rules and regulations while these pieces of shit fucking Marxists fucking run amok with their 45 stated goals of communism. You know why? Because, man, when I listen to conservative talk radio, what I know is, honestly, there's not enough of it. Because when motherfuckers start talking about real estate and, like, you know, all this other shit that takes up hour blocks, like hours, like hour blocks, like multi-hour long blocks of fucking radio time in between conservative talk, just to keep the fucking conservative talk part of the spectrum, section of the spectrum, band of the spectrum alive. Hey, man, really, in terms of opposition to Marxists and communists, man, in America, dude, we need to do fucking more. And the watered down shit on mainstream AM and FM radio stations, it's not enough, dude. That's why I took the podcast where I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. Because, man, I'm telling you, man, these people, they've been lying to America for a long time. That border wall is going to go up. Border barrier, whatever you want to call it, it's going to go up. And I think Trump, he did a good thing in the beginning where he said, this is what's needed, and it's dire. This is for real. This is something that is negatively affecting America, and it needs to be fixed. Where over here, whereas you have these Democrats who on TV say to me and to Donald Trump and the American people that it's non-conversational, that it's a non-starter. It's not even a conversation piece. It's not even something that they want to discuss or take seriously. Fuck you, man. Seriously, fuck you. When I'm the U.S. president, man, if I'm elected, dude, I wouldn't have even fucking flinched, man. I would have told them within a nanosecond, as soon as I saw that look on her fucking face, whenever I saw her smirk, her smarmy, snarky, smug, fucking goddamn face, if she were to have said something ultra fucking sideways to me and as fucking goddamn stupidly as she did, I'd be like, you know what, man, check this out. I'm not fucking with you anymore. I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm not going to fucking have anything to do with you anymore, man. And hey, check this out. Border wall's going up today. And that'd be it. And I declare a national emergency and I put it up, man. I wouldn't even fuck around. I'm not saying that Trump fucked around. I understand why he did what he did. I would have done it faster. I would have done it sooner, and I would have just done it. I would have just been like, man, fuck you. You want to fucking play games with America's safety and security? You want to fucking play these games that you've been playing, man, with minorities and civil rights leaders and Native Americans as colonialists for as long as you fucking have? This is a different world that we're living in, man. We're not doing that shit anymore. I'm not part of that shit. And y'all evil motherfuckers who want to pretend like you're in politics to help further America on some kind of positive trajectory? No, man. Hey, your fucking facade is over with. We're not playing along with you. No. No more stalls. No more stall tactics. No more bullshit. Okay? Fuck you. The shit's going up. It's a national emergency. I'm cutting off, sealing off your motherfucking little pipeline, your conduit for your drugs, your contraband, your fucking rackets that you run, because I know that you're profiting from it, and I know you depend on that shit. The shit is sealed the fuck off, and that'd be it. And I'd send drones up with lasers to protect the border. Anybody tries to run over the border, dude, I'm sorry, they just get vaporized with the fucking drone that's armed with the laser. Okay? Now, what does that sound extreme to you? Well, it may, but the reality of it is this, man. You got kids. You want your kids doing heroin, crack cocaine, powder, fentanyl, fucking whatever other drugs, man, that are coming across the border. You want your kids doing that shit or not, man? It's one or the other. Yes or no? Well, a good place to start is to close off that southern fucking border. And then we can concentrate on the regular ports and points of entry. The regular ports and points of entry. We can look into that after we fucking close off and seal off the southern border and make that shit inaccessible to smugglers and fucking drug cartels. Okay? Because you want for me to believe this is the opposition. These are the communists, the Marxists, the fascists, want for me to believe that by sealing the southern border, that it will have little to no effect, thus impact on quelling the volume of drugs coming into America. Fuck you. with 2 middle fingers in your motherfucking goddamn faces. You are absolutely fucking pieces of shits. Liars. Okay? Still off the border? How the fuck are they going to get the drugs through the southern border, man? Especially if we got some drones up there armed with lasers. Here's what we'll do, man. We'll put out sound waves. We'll use non-lethal. We'll use military non-lethal grade technologies to keep people at bay. We'll send out sound waves and shit that make people a little bit nauseous, a little nauseated, a little ill, okay? If they try to come within a certain distance of the border. That'll be the first layer, okay? That'll be the outer perimeter, okay? Then if they somehow, however, in math, if they get beyond that layer, they get to the next layer is the following. You are subject to fucking drone laser at this point. If you come any fucking closer, you will be fucking evaporated by drone laser. Period. Okay? So, from that point forward, people trying to do a mad dash into the United States and throw their babies over the wall and all this kind of insanity, there's going to be a little sound wave that goes out. It's not going to feel good. They're going to be like, something's wrong. Like, this doesn't feel right. Like, why do I feel this way? And then they'll get the picture that they shouldn't be there. Okay? They need to go away. They need to go back and get the fuck away from there. Okay? If they somehow are able, however it works out, whether through glitch or through some kind of means, if they're able to circumvent, therefore bypass that outer layer of defensive border protection security, if they're sophisticated enough somehow, again, some way, to come closer, that's when they see the motherfucking drones that are armed with lasers, and a little laser warning shot is fired, and they feel the searing heat of many suns, and they know that if they step any fucking closer, dude, that they get annihilated. Now, if you put those measures into place, I will assure you mathematically and strategically, scientifically, that fewer people will attempt to enter the United States illegally. Now, in conclusion, in my presentation to you, the American people, whomever is listening, the audience here, I would have made an executive decision to do that shit on day one of my presidency. I'm your boy, One Sir Grove. By the way, shout outs to Donald Trump. Keep doing what you're doing. Good man. I always have supported you. Have never said anything bad about you. And I will support you for a second presidential election. I'm your boy, One Sir Grove. Yes, I said I would support and will support Donald Trump for a second presidency. My name is One Sir Grove.